Good day to all of you. How are you? Are you doing good? Today we are going to learn a poem. This poem is about our nature. You see how beautiful is our nature, right? Yes, the nature gives us everything. The Echoing Green is a poem by William Blake published in Songs of Innocence in 1789. This poem talks about merry sounds and images which accompany the children playing outdoors. There, an old man happily remembers when he enjoyed playing with his friends during his own childhood. Now let's know more about the poet William Blake. William Blake was born on November 1757. He was an English poet, painter and printmaker. Largely unrecognized during his lifetime, Blake is now considered a seminal figure in the history of poetry and visual arts of the Romantic Age. What he called his prophetic works are said by the 20th century critic Northrop Frye to form what is in the proportion to its merits. So, his visual artistry led 21st century critic Jonathan Jones to proclaim his far and away the greatest artist Britain has ever produced. In 2002, Blake was placed at number 38 in the BBC's poll of 100 Greatest Britons. While he lived his life in London, except for 3 years, he produced a diverse and symbolically rich work which embraced the imagination as the body of God or human existence itself. So let's move on to the poem The Echoing Green by William Blake. The poem is the appreciation of nature in simple terms. If we go deep into it, we can understand the theme of life and death in the world. The poem is told by a young child who is playing in the echoing park. The poem is divided into three stanzas. That means it depicts three stages of life and it is divided into 10 lines and the rhyme scheme is AABB. So shall we begin the poem? Come. The sun does arise and make happy the skies. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. The skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush, sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound, while our sports shall be seen on the echoing green. Old John with white hair does laugh away care, sitting under the oak among the old folk. They laugh at our play, and soon they all say, such were the joys when we all, girls and boys, in our youth time were seen on the echoing green. Till the little ones weary no more can be merry, the sun descend and our sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers like birds in their nest are ready for rest, and sport no more seen on the darkening green. How was the poem? Shall we study what the poet want to express in the stanza 1? Come. The poet says that the sun rises and makes the skies happy. That is, when the sun arises, light spreads across the sky, making it look beautiful and fresh. Next, he says that the merry bells ring to welcome the spring. What does that mean? The merry bells probably refer to the church bells which ring in the morning. They are merry because they welcome the beautiful morning of the spring. So spring is a season where plants begin to grow. The skylark and thrush and the birds of the bush sing louder around the bell's cheerful sound. So what does the thrush means? Thrush is a type of small bird. So the skylark and thrush fly high in the air while the birds of the bush like sparrows remain near the ground. Thus, according to the poet, all the birds also sing in the spring morning loudly, which adds to the joyful sound of bells. In simple words, the chirping of all the birds and the ringing of bells welcome the spring. In the next line, the poet says that while all these things are going on, their sports are going on the echoing green. That is, their sports are reflecting back. So that is the stanza 1 means. Shall we go through the second stanza? Read it once more. What did you learn from that? Yes, the child says that the old John with white hair laughs away care. That means old John simply refers to an old man, and the white hair depicts the final years of life. That means he is very old. Laugh away means forgetting the problems of life, be happy and laughing. Care means the thoughts of being old and the fear of death. Thus, the lines means that John, who is an old man with grey hair, is also in the park, and he is laughing without caring about his old age, and he is approaching death. Note that in the previous stanza, the children are too playing and do know about the death or old age experiences. So they are innocent, while this old man knows about all this but ignores them by laughing. He is sitting under the oak tree along with other old people. The oak tree here not only means a tree in the park, but also the strength and longevity and shelter for the old men. It is also a symbol of experience like old men. There are other old men and well, all of them laugh at the play of the children. This is the laugh which we find in the line of the stanza. Understood? Now let's come to the third stanza, that is the last stanza of the poem. What does that say? The children get tired and no one can enjoy. It is the time when the sun is about to descend. That means darkness is about to come. All of the children stop playing and go back to the home. They means brothers and sisters. They sit in the laps of their mothers. What does the lap means? It is the place between the knees and the waist. So they sit in the laps of their mothers like the birds' chicks flock around their mothers in the nest. It's time for their rest as it is right now. Hence, on the darkening green, no playing of children is seen. Unlike the other two stanzas, this stanza ends in darkening green because it is the end of the day, and for the old men, it is the end of their life. So dark green is not happy. It is scary and dead. So this is that the third stanza tells us. So shall we study new words from this poem? So first let's start with echoing. What is echoing? It is resounding or reflecting back with sound. Merry, it means joyful. Spring, it is a season which plants begin to grow. Laugh at, it is teasing. Old folk means old people like grandparents. Weary, very tired. Descent, come down. Lap, it is a seat between knees and waist of a person. Thrush, it is a type of bird. Did you understand the meanings of these words? Echoing means reflecting back of sound. Old folk means old grandparents. Thrush is a type of bird. Okay, understood? Now let's all of us recite this poem together. So sing. The sun does arise and make happy the skies. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. The skylark and the thrush, the birds of the bush, sing louder around to the bells' cheerful sound. While our sports shall be seen on the echoing green. Old John with white hair does laugh away care, sitting under the oak among the old folk. They laugh at our play, and soon they all say, such were the joys when we all girls and boys in our youth time were seen on the echoing green. Till the little ones weary, no more can be merry. The sun does descend and our sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers, like birds in their nest, are ready for rest, and sport no more seen on the darkening green.